Hey, hey. It's okay, but who did this to you, boy? Who left you like this?
It was the kind of autumn morning where the ground was still damp from last night's rain, and the leaves hadn't decided whether to fall or cling a little longer. Marin Hale walked the trail she knew by heart. Orange and brown leaves were scattered across the path. Cool air, quiet birdsong, nothing unusual. Until she heard a bark. A real, sharp bark, not playful and definitely not casual. She froze. Another bark followed, shorter, strained. She stepped off the trail, pushing through the brush, and that's when she saw him. She was shocked. A dark, sable German shepherd, tied to a tree with a rope that looked like it had been pulled tight too many times. It seemed he wasn't starving. He wasn't beaten. He wasn't neglected for months. But he was scared, and tied far too tightly for anyone to assume this was an accident. His fur was damp from the morning mist, his ears pinned back the moment he saw Marin. Not aggressive, just worried about what she was going to do next. Marin kept her hands low. "Hey, buddy," she whispered. "You're okay. I see you." As she stepped closer, she noticed something taped to his collar. A folded piece of paper with damp edges and handwriting visible even from a few feet away. A note. Marin stayed several feet away, letting the dog sniff her from a distance. When he didn't lunge or pull, she crouched and gently tried to untie the rope, digging into his neck. But he pulled back, tense, maybe afraid, maybe just overwhelmed. So she stopped and reached for the note instead. The paper wasn't smudged or muddy. It had been taped on recently, intentionally, carefully. She unfolded it. The message wasn't poetic, not emotional filler, just a straightforward handful of words. "Please find him help. His name is Odin. I can't keep him safe anymore. This is the only way I know." No signature, no goodbye. Just a plea from someone out of options. Marin exhaled slowly. This wasn't abandonment out of cruelty. It was someone trying, awkwardly, desperately, to make sure Odin ended up with someone better prepared. But still, it wasn't the right way to treat an innocent dog. She pulled out her phone and called animal control for help. A few minutes later, Rylan Voss pulled up in his animal control vehicle and walked toward Odin with practiced calm. One look at the dog, and he shook his head softly. "He's well trained," Rylan said. "Look at his posture, the way he watches every hand movement. This is someone's partner, not just someone's pet." He used a few simple commands. "Sitz, bleib." Odin obeyed, not perfectly, but enough for Rylan to confirm his suspicion. This was a working dog, or had been. Rylan carefully cut the rope. Odin didn't bolt. He didn't snap. He just stood there, quietly, like he was waiting for instructions that weren't coming anymore. At the shelter, Odin focused on every sound, every movement, every unfamiliar person. The vet checked him over. Rope burn on the neck, mild dehydration, slight inflammation in one back leg, stress, obviously, but no long-term injuries, and no signs of abuse. He was a good dog in good health, who wasn't supposed to be tied to a tree that morning. Marin stood by the door, more confused than anything else. Who leaves a trained dog with a note like that? The only way to know was to find the person who wrote it. The collar had a partial address etched into the back of the metal tag, not a full one, but enough for Rylan to run a search. They found a name, Aldric Thorne. A few outdated records, a few moves, then nothing. Eventually, they located a small rented workshop listed under his name. Marin came along. She wanted to understand the why, not just the who. They approached the open workshop door where soft tool sounds echoed inside. A man turned toward them, mid-40s, tired eyes, not unstable, just worn down by something he wasn't explaining yet. "Are you Aldric Thorne?" Rylan asked. Aldric nodded slowly, eyes dropping to the animal control patch on Rylan's jacket. His shoulders fell. "You found him." Aldric didn't break down. He didn't ramble. He didn't make excuses. He explained the situation plainly. Odin had been trained to assist him after an accident years ago that left him with unpredictable neurological episodes. Odin would nudge him awake, bark to alert him, but recently the episodes had gotten worse, less predictable. One night, he fell during an episode and nearly crushed Odin when the dog tried to brace him. That moment terrified him. "I didn't want him getting hurt because of me," Aldric said quietly. "I don't have the money for retraining. I thought, maybe someone else could keep him safer than I can." No sobbing, just a man trying to solve a problem the wrong way because he didn't know any better. Marin looked at him, finally understanding. "You tied him there because you wanted someone responsible to find him," she said. Aldric nodded. "I stayed until I saw someone walk the trail. I didn't leave him alone for long. I just didn't want him running after me." It wasn't the right thing, but it wasn't heartless. It was clumsy, fear-driven, and human. The shelter agreed to let Aldric see Odin under supervision. Odin lifted his head the moment Aldric walked into the room. No suspense, no hesitation. He walked straight to him. Aldric knelt and rested a hand on his shoulder. Odin leaned in, tail low but moving. Not scared, just relieved. "I'm sorry," Aldric whispered. "I was trying to help you, and I did it the wrong way." Odin accepted the apology the simple way dogs do, by staying close. Instead of returning Odin right away, the shelter contacted a local service dog organization that offered medical evaluations, retraining, and help for owners with health or stability issues. Aldric agreed to enter the program with Odin, not without him. Odin would get updated training. Aldric would get support. Both would be safer. It was the right solution for a man who made a mistake because he didn't know where to turn. Marin visited once as they began their sessions. She saw Odin resting at Aldric's feet, alert but calm, like everything finally made sense again. The rope burns healed. Aldric learned how to manage his episodes safely. Odin learned how to support him more effectively. No one was the villain in this story. Not the man, not the dog, not the note. Sometimes people make choices not out of neglect, but out of fear that they're not enough. Sometimes all they need is someone to step in and show them a better path. And that's what turned a mistake into a rescue story worth telling. But I'd love to hear your point of view. Do you think it was the right decision to reunite Odin with Aldric, now that he has proper support and training? Let us know what you would have done in that situation down in the comments. Your perspective might help someone going through something similar.